Hey, welcome back. They're talking to. We're just having a bit crack there, but next Sunday, I think there's a game on in Newcastle. It'll probably be busier than what it was last Saturday because Manchester United come to town. We're back, even though we got beat, contrary to beliefs of many people. You've got 60 seconds as always. Grab yourself a cuppa, get comfortable, and we'll see you through the next hour. Cheers. We are back. We are back. We are so back. Gary, how you doing?
Good, man. I'm good. Yourself?
Good, despite the result there.
Oh, it was still a good away, wasn't it?
It was
still a good away.
It was all right. It wasn't as good as I was just checking me what do you call it. I'll put that phone on, right? When we start talking about the tune, because we want to now, like, second half of the show, we'll ask people who want to ring in. The number's on the screen there. Give a bell. Obviously, I think a lot of people they definitely didn't think it was Mockery, the cup, but a lot of people are saying it was, or what it was. So we'll get everybody's thoughts on that when we come round to it. Just quickly, the darts has just kicked off here. I'm watching it in the background. Cross took a 2-0 lead against Cool Hand. Luke Humphries. It's currently freezer piece though. Going into the 7th leg. So let's kick off, Gary. On Geordie Toon Parade's come straight in there. Evening, lads. While spring is just starting in the northeast, still cold in Manchester. It's blue, in fact. It's -4 in some parts of the city. Not ours, mate. For a long time. At least 3 weeks. It started off down in London, mate. It was there, Fulham, on Tuesday night. Went to Arsenal. Kayo Saka returning to the Arsenal squad, Gary. Marino making it 1-0 at half time. Saka straight back in, 2-0 to Arsenal. And a late consolation and added stoppage time for Rodrigo Muniz. It was 2-1 Arsenal.
Good result for them. They've been a little bit up and down lately, haven't they, really, Arsenal? The drop-off since obviously Liverpool got that big lead in the league was pretty much gone, wasn't it? But they have missed Saka, and it shows how important he is. He comes in off the bench, 66 minutes, and straight back in with a goal. Good player. Top.
He's definitely a danger. They're sitting 12 points behind Liverpool at the minute. I mean, the title's Liverpool's in it. They cannot slip up from here. There's only 8 games left. And it would mean they would have to lose 4 of them, half of them. I just cannot see it happening.
You cannot. Nah, it's got to be theirs. It's got to be. I could win, though.
People will say that they've won probably the easiest league there has been for 10 years. Do you agree with that?
I don't know. Not for us. It's been our hardest season, so... It depends which way you want to look at it, doesn't it? I didn't think Liverpool would do as well this season, with the new manager coming in. I thought they were going to have a bit of a transition, but I actually think that's going to be next season because they've got three top players coming out, and it's going to be replacing them, isn't it? So that's where it's looking at the minute, anyway. But I could win for Arsenal. Another 3 points on the board. That's probably Champions League.
Eh?
That's probably the Champions League spot cemented, isn't it?
Aye. I think so. Aye. I mean, we'll come on to the next potential Champions League candidates in a minute, but just quickly, we'll waltz out of this one. Wolves 1, West Ham 0. A good win for Wolves, really, to be fair to them. Larson scoring in the 21st minute, and then there was nothing else for the whole entire game. That win puts Wolves 9 points clear of the relegation zone in Ipswich. Is that enough for them now, do you think? 9 points with 8 games left?
Aye, you've got to think where they sort of come from, you know. They looked like they were going to drop out of the league, didn't they? They were really bad. Gary O'Neill got sacked like early on, didn't he? And then they've scored, like, they've getting some really good wins then. So that looks like another season in the Prem for them, doesn't it? Good win. West Ham, they're not doing our well, are they?
West Ham, mate. West Ham, they are actually just 5 points ahead of Wolves, so they're only 14 points clear of the relegation zone. With the form that they're having, they need to pick up a couple of more points, because if Ipswich have got a winnable fixture this weekend, that's for sure. Ipswich and Wolves this weekend. So if Ipswich win that, they're then only 6 points adrift of Wolves. If Wolves win it, West Ham, I don't know. I'm just thinking at the bottom, they've been that poor. I can't see any of them like
putting a run together.
No, I just can't see it coming.
No, I cannot.
No. So we'll move on from that. Good win for Wolves, though.
Looking at Geordie's comment there.
Who?
You seen Geordie's comment there? He's saying, seriously, how did you not beat Forrest? They were by far. We were by far a better team, but we just didn't create like enough to win the game. That was the top and bottom of it, wasn't it? Like, we had the ball.
Forrest 1, Man United 0. Cristiano Elanga, like the title says, any other time he doesn't run the length for that pitch and score a goal. I'm not bothered what anybody says. He's never done that before in his career, and he probably never did again. But
he should have been pulled down 3 times.
Aye, he should have been pulled down by Dogu. Fernandez should have just kept running straight. And Mazraoui, he must
still
be back.
Pedaling.
He must, honestly, he's got to be in Spain by now. He's just running away from him, man. What are you doing? And then Anana diving like he's like. Honestly, I just thought, what on earth have we gone? And that David De Gea was bad. How have we gone from that to that? Surely the backup keepers have got to be better than him. Like, got to be. Like, you know the basics, mate. He gets all the basics wrong. He'll pull off worldly saves, but he gets the basics wrong. You can't do that.
You cannot, like.
John Justice Allen's in. Good evening, John. I hope you're well. Liverpool are nowhere near City. Gone by, in my opinion. West Ham have had a terrible season, he says. And 85 metres in 9.5 seconds with the ball is unbelievable from Elanga. That's why I put Cristiano Elanga in the title, mate, because he'll never do it again, and he's never done it before. But because he's playing against his old club, he's got a point to prove. He had the game of his life. He was absolutely fantastic. Geordie Toon for life. Evening, mate. I'm sure I've just said that. Seriously, how did Man U not beat Forest? They were by far the better team and actually played some bloody good football until the final third. And I think Gary's just summed it up there. That's been our problem all season. Even when we've been getting beat, we still play good football, like in the middle. But the trouble is, right, what you've got is managers that just find it so easy to play against Man United, because what they do is with them going 3 at the back and then a 5. So the 5-3-2 or 3-5-2 or whatever, 1-1. But they run down the wing, right? And honestly, it's so frustrating to watch, because we know what they're going to do. So obviously, a manager that's getting paid like a lot of money also knows what they're going to do, and they just double up. So they're going to go down the wing, right? And then when they're going down the wing, if they didn't put it in first time, they'll cut back. They'll either lay it back 5 yards for the ball to be put into the box, or they'll try and cut inside. But they've already got loads of defenders back by this point. So if he gets by the first one, Garnacho, you would have seen it the other night. He gets by 1, he gets by 2. That's 4 defenders there every time, because we're so easy and predictable to play against. And then the worst case scenario at Man United do is come back again, gone back to De Ligt, switch the ball and do exactly the same on the other side, run down the wing, try and get the first cross in. If it doesn't go in, the cut back 5 yards, give it back to Fernandes, he whips it in and it gets cleared, or we'll get a shot away. And 9 times out of 10, it's not hitting the target. Garnacho must have had 8 shots on Tuesday night, and he's still yet to hit the target. Like, we had to bring a man on who was like, need disrespect, but he was literally dead on a pitch 5 years ago. We brought a man on who created something. Like, it's absolutely mental. It's crazy. You can't tell me we haven't got like young'uns sitting in there who can come on and create. This one Højlund up front and one behind him just doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
They need to have a backup plan, and they haven't got that. And that's what the Toon fans were critical of. Well, Eddie Howe, mate, back then was the fact that he didn't have a backup plan. He was making the same substitutions all the time, and we're exactly the same. We are so easy to play against. That's why we are everybody's cup final. Still, I'm about what anybody says. Even though we've been crap, when we come to play teams, we're everybody's cup final. So that's what Ruben tapped on in his interview. Did you see that? Where he said, like, some players who play for Man United didn't make it.
Because the pressure's too much, isn't it?
The pressure's too much. It's exactly right.
He was playing against the formation we played against the other day was 4-6. That's what he summed it up as. They had a line of 4 and then a line of 6 right the way across the middle of the pitch. That's the issue. It's like, how do you break that down against? But that's my job to try and like fix that, isn't it? It's like, it's his problem. He has to try and find the solutions, doesn't he? That's it.
Liam Chris there saying he'd bring the glory days again. I think he will bring the glory days again. He's the right manager. I just think he's got the wrong players, and at the minute, like, we need to have a backup plan. This one striker isn't working. We need 2 strikers. We need somebody that can score and somebody that can hold the ball up and run off them. Garnacho needs to improve his decision making. Was terrible on Tuesday night against Forrest. 100%.
You said this, didn't we?
Aye, and even Dogu, man. Dogu had his worst game, I thought. He kept giving the ball away. Every time he was given a pass, it was gone miles away, and I was thinking, what do you do? Like,
he was playing like a 5-yard pass to their man, wasn't it? It was unbelievable.
My backs are against the wall. It was just, it was bonkers. We'll look at the stats quickly. We're 68% possession, 23 shots to their 8, 6 on target, 2 for them. We'd absolutely battered them. We deserve not to lose or draw. We should have won the game, but that's the way it goes. And to be honest with you, I said to you, I'm not that asked. At the end of the day, the league's been finished for months. Leon is the game for us. We need to like put everything into that game. That is our only hope.
And we likely will. We likely will because they'll not sit and play 2 banks of like defenders like what other teams is doing against them. They're not sitting like with 2 low blocks. They'll come and they'll try and play football, and that's when we pick teams off. But that's why we seem to do all right against the top teams. We seem to do all right because they give them more space and we can play and we can get our players into the positions to score goals. Against it's the lesser teams that we struggle against. When I'm saying lesser, they're not. But you know what I mean by that, yes. They're not. They're having a very good season. You can't take them away from it. You can't take them away from it, and I wouldn't. But like that's where they are. Like
Tommy Broughton, all right. We need a striker seriously soon. 100%, Tom. Absolutely ridiculous. He's also saying how we lost was a complete joke. Yep. Lee Hopper's on. All right, lads. All right, Lee. We missed you. We lost you on Tuesday night. I did ring afterwards to see if he was coming for a pint, but he's already hit the road. So I hope you're well to go back safe and sound, pal. Liam Crisp, Jonathan David on a free. I think we must go for him. Unbelievable striker. Young, can find the net, fast, strong. It's got to be Osman for me. I'm about what you've got to pay. He is the striker of the moment. Geordie Toon for life. I know Forrest have a good defensive side, but we scored 7 against them in 2 league games. Oh, all right, Geordie, man. Jesus. He only got that in, didn't he? I also see Rashford running around like a gazelle for Villa. Where was that for the last 2-3 years for us? It's so frustrating, man. It's so frustrating. And people are blowing smoke up his arse, and you're thinking, what? You've just left your boyhood club, and you couldn't do that for them. But you can't have a team in Birmingham and run your ass off. It just proves what kind of bloke you are. Honestly.
Exactly.
See you later.
It's not like he didn't have a chance, did he? It's not like he was treated badly. He was given the biggest contract, like Gan. What more do you want?
Absolutely bonkers. Got to go out in the Europa League, but then again, we win that, we get Champions League. We're not good enough for that. Arguably need no Europe next season, rebuild in the summer window and go again. Mate, I totally agree with you, right? And I could actually do, and my little football team could do with the Europe next year now, because very rarely have I been to their matches this year. But I've promised them next year, and Richie, that I will be there a lot more. So,
we're going to build out.
But Manchester United need to be in Europe. I'm not part of what anybody says. They need to be in Europe. Not just for us, the fans, but for the figures. I mean, look, we're all out. Like us, Newcastle, City, not City, us, Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal, out of the FA Cup. I would like to see the TV figures from the weekend when the FA Cup went. Anybody had any interest? I never seen one post online about it. And that's because the teams, they need the big teams in. Everybody's saying, oh, it's great for the little teams to do well. Yes, Chris Dobie coming on new. He's got future meets on his top tonight. Tell him what's going on here.
He's in the beat for him, man.
Future fucking meets. Jesus. Turn that off. I'm joking. Right, let's move on to the Wednesday. Where are we? Last night. That was some lucky results last night. Like, I was that. Bournemouth 1, Ipswich 2. Nobody in the world would have seen that coming. Bournemouth run of form, hard to play against at home. Get pecked by Ipswich. Unbelievable. Broadhead scores in the first half. Delap scores once again in the second half. And Evan Nielsen gets his goal like he always does. 2-1 it finished, Gary. Did you see that coming?
Well, no, not really. But they obviously had a tough game at the weekend, didn't they? Like you just said there, they won the FA Cup. And that's the difference when you start to get like to the quarters, the semis of the cups. And then you've got league games coming straight after. That's the difference in it. They're having to play the same team as what they've played at the weekend, really, to get results.
Aye.
And they cannot do it, can they? That's the difference.
Yeah. He's actually, Dobie's playing Luke Littler the night.
Is he?
So Man U v the Toon. We'll see how they get on. I've got it on above us here. Good luck, Dobie. It's the only time I want Newcastle to beat Man U. So a good result by Ipswich anyway, mate. They needed that. Staying down that way, Brighton hosted Aston Villa, mate. Another result that nobody probably would have seen coming. Although somebody might have tipped Villa to beat them, but not 3-0 like they did, mate. Rashford scoring, Rodgers assisting. Asensio scoring, Rodgers assisting. Malen scoring, Asensio assisting. Two good signings for the Asensio and Rashford.
Well,
quickly just say on the Rodgers assists. He is a good player. He is going to be top
very good. I enjoyed him for England, and Ali, worthy call up, wasn't he? Played well, didn't look at the place.
Very well.
I like him.
Aye.
Oh, did you watch it? You told me you weren't going to watch England.
Hey, I didn't watch it. It was on, but I wasn't as I know.
Give over.
No, I'm not. Not with a German in charge. Definitely not. There's your man. They're on. Evening, lads. Evening, Amanda. It's on now. The darts. Yes, it is. And it's Luke Little at the throw first. Is it? No. Anyway, moving on. Man City 2, Leicester 0. I actually tipped Man City to get 4 or 5 in this. I thought they would have. But they didn't. Jack Grealish starts and he scores within 2 minutes. Over the moon for him. I like Jack Grealish, you know. He's a Man United fan, you know, but also he's just a nice human being, you know. Like he's always out and about and doing lots for charities, and he's had quite a hard life, to be fair to him, you know. And I'm just pleased that somebody like him has got the opportunity that he got. I just hope he leaves City in the summer and goes to a club that wants him and wants to play him, because he deserves to be playing every week. So I was always that he scored. And then again, Marmoush, the new signing, he's been a cracking signing for them. 2-0 before half-time. They obviously just shut shop, mate, and passed the ball about and used it as a training session. And that was the end of it. They got the win they needed. They're in the Champions League places. They're sitting on 50 points, 51 points, and Newcastle on 50. So, the win they needed. We'll move on to St. James's Park, where Newcastle hosted Brentford. It finished 2-1, Gary. Isak scoring once again, assisted once again by Murphy. And Bembo gets a penalty. And then Tonali scores from a cross from the right hand, and everybody's gone. And it's unbelievable, but
I mean, he's got no right to shoot from there, but he hits the ball way too well for that not to have been a shot. I know what a cross is when I see one that wasn't a cross.
Gary's not even looking at the goal, man. He's not
How can
even
he
looking
see
at the
it?
goal, man.
He doesn't need to. He knows where it is. That's a shot.
Shut up, there's nowhere in God's earth you're on that angle and you're not looking at the goal. He's just putting it across the box.
Nah.
It just flies in. That's a cross. It's a fluke.
He wouldn't cross that with his laces from there. He would put it inside of his foot. He's too good for that, him.
Look, I agree with you. He's a very good player. He's a very good player, but you cannot tell me that is a shot. Not a hope in hell is that a shot. Nah. He looked at the goal before, Melly. I've watched it loads of times. I've seen different angles. It was a cross. It was like the Papa Cissé one. Can you remember against Chelsea? When he that was a cross. It was a cross. Wasn't it? Doesn't matter. Bloody good goal, whatever. You're right. It was a bloody good goal. Well done. Newcastle are doing minute to minute. He meant that shot. No matter what anybody says. Totally disagree with you, Michael Picking. I don't think so. Dobie's 1 now, Toon. Could be 2 now, Toon. He gets the ball. Oh, he misses by a hair. Dobie's up for 1-1-4 here. All right, Dobie, check it out, son. You can do it. Moving down to the south coast, I'm sure it is. South coast, Southampton? All right.
It's still not where you've been.
I don't look stupid. Southampton 1, Crystal Palace 1. Southampton needed the 3 points, so they didn't end up the worst ever team in the Premier League. Half-time, it was looking likely Enochu scores. But then in the 92nd minute, Matthias Franca for Crystal Palace. Good done! 1-1! One each, Gary.
That's what you were like when the cup final was on when we were at Leicester.
I wanted them to win that, like. I did. Ooh. Good game, this, like. I'll keep you informed. Liverpool won. The last game last night finished. Liverpool 1, Everton 0. Goal disallowed in the first half. Beto offside, mate. Come out for the second half. Within 12 minutes, Diego Jota scores a goal. Luis Diaz assist. Did you see the game?
I didn't know, but I'm just having a look there. Like it looks like it was mostly Liverpool. Like, did you watch it? Was it?
So, you've got 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let us deal with this, right? You got this, right? The goals here, the goals there, right? This is the defender, right? This is Diaz. The ball's played in, the defender steps across, right? It stops the ball going to Diaz, right? So he has had to move. Then Diaz comes in because his block has fumbled, comes in, gets the ball, puts what do you call him in? He scores. He's offside.
Yes, because he was offside when he tried to receive the ball. He's now played the ball and he's picked it up.
I saw like everybody's saying no. The rules say
still the same.
Offside. It's bullshit, right?
It's the same passage of play, isn't it?
If that defender does not go for that ball, doesn't intercept it, and against the Diaz, he's offside.
He's offside.
So that's the easiest way to work it out.
Of course it is. It's still the same passage of play. He was in an offside position when the ball was meant to be played to him. So therefore, whether it comes off anyone, he should be in an offside position.
Exactly.
Totally
but
agree.
The easiest way to work that out for me, Gary, is the fact that if Dobby's winning 2-1, go on, son. If he cuts across to stop the pass, mate, right? And then Diaz comes into play and gets the fumble off the pass and puts him in. But if he doesn't step across and try to intercept the ball, then, and against the Diaz, then Diaz is offside because he's in the offside position. So it's flagged offside. What's the difference?
Mental.
Liverpool getting the decisions once again, like they have all season. Yes, Dobby's got a break there, says Amanda Webb. Ari War Kid, there's War Sam. And Geordie Toon for life, Ari, Sammy, sorry. Melly, it's the rule you can't change. It's because it's Liverpool. That's 100,000,000%, honestly. There is a game on tonight. Chelsea are hosting Tottenham in the North London derby. Yeah? Right? Yes?
Aye, it is, huh?
Excellent. The lineups are out. So Chelsea are starting with Sanchez in nets, Gusto, Colwell, Chalabois, Varela at the back, Casido and Fernandez just in front of them, with Sancho, Palmer, and Neto sitting behind Jackson, the attacker. And for Spurs, Vicario starts in nets, Spence, Romero, Van der Ven, and Udogi is at the back. Three sitting in front of them, which is Madison, Bentancur, and Bergville. And then the three strikers is Son, Solanke, and Odegaard. How do you reckon this is going to go, Gary?
I'm going to say Chelsea 3-1. Although Solanke's been injured, hasn't he? Is this probably one of his first games back?
First games back,
aye.
It's going to be 2. I reckon it's going to be 2-2. Geordie Toon for life, yeah. He made no attempt to get the ball. Once it was cleared, he moved into the onside position. Goal. What? He's offside. The ball, the defender doesn't make the interception against him when he's offside, Geordie. It's simple as that. He's offside. Dobby. Dobby 4-3-1. 3 darts at 4-4. Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it.
Bottled it.
That one's fine. 1, 2-2. He's missed. He's missed. All right, Dobby, 2-2, and then we'll hit the ads and we'll come back and we'll discuss this weekend's fixtures. 2-2 for 3-1. Got in the ads. Boom! See you later. If you'd like to advertise with us like these following businesses have done, then get in touch with Melly or Gary. It's only $5 a show, and we're hitting on average, I would say, between 10 and 20,000 people per month. Support us, and we'll help support you. Melly's Carpets and Bed, 63 Station Road in Ashington. Free measures are available daily. You can call 01670 632216 or find us on Facebook. Melly's Carpets and Beds. Laying our reputation, one recommendation at a time. BA Commercials and Northeast Metals Limited, where you can get almost any used car part. The best prices is paid here for scrap vehicles and metals. They have containers to rent short and long term from just £30 per week, as well as plant hire and also commercial buildings for rent. Call during working hours on 07825 405 772. GB Glazing and Joinery Limited, based in Ashington, Northumberland, but covering the whole of the Northeast. CERTAS approved, who specialise in windows, doors, warm roofs, kitchen, conversions, and conservatories. Call Gary during working hours on 07825 160 777. A1 Fire Stopping and Drilling Services, who specialize in installation and maintenance of passive fire protection, fire stopping, and thermal installation systems. You can email your query to Martin. That's at martin.gallen@a1firestop.co.uk, or call during working hours on 07751 429 045. A1 Fire Stopping Services. Ashington Properties, whose company mission is to create high-quality homes for the local community and Northumberland, and whose company values are transparency, trust, and loyalty. you can email them at ashingtonproperties@gmail.com or call during working hours on 07985 203 094. And last but not least, most cuts. You can call Lewis on 07519 077787. You can find him on Facebook, and you can also book through the Booksy app. You'll find them down in Newbiggin on Front Street, straight opposite Chisholm Bookmakers. Always look fresh when you get cut off Moz. Welcome back. Domi went into a 4-1 lead in the break there, and he's wanting 82 to go into a 5-1 lead. Stay with it for 2 minutes. He's gone for 25, 17. Double top. He gets it. It's 5-1 to Domi. Nobody's seen this coming. Not even Christopher himself. Did he? Yeah.
He didn't.
He didn't, Gary Rand. Come on. You'll put me sign back on now because you think this one's good fucking luck, will he?
Future meets.
Yeah. Right, let's move on. Back to football. I'll let you know if Domi clinches it 5-1. He's got to have 3 turns of throw in this. So, in the remaining legs, and he just needs 1. So, all right, Domi, you can do it. He's playing well. Premier League on Saturday kicks off at 12:30 down at Goodison Park. The last time Arsenal visited Goodison Park, mate. How do you reckon this one's going to go?
I think Arsenal's got too much for them. I think we're Saka coming back. Marino's scoring some goals. I'm going to go in for a 2-0 Arsenal win.
2-0 Arsenal win. I'm going to go on 2-1 for Everton. I just think that they're getting harder and harder to beat on the especially that's the first loss since Moises took over.
Was it?
Huh? draw geniuses, I think. Honest.
Is it?
I'm sure. Either that or aye, it is. So the beat Tottenham, Brighton, Leicester drew against Liverpool, beat Palace, drew against us, Brentford, Wolves, and West Ham, and lost against Liverpool. It's their first loss. 5-2. It's 5-2. Don't write Littler off yet, says Liam Hopper. Liam, you're gonna let her come on the show in the second half. Yeah, have a bit crack with Gary, like, because that was good crack. Out for the season, Gary. Says,
yeah, I've seen. So is Holland, didn't he?
Aye. And your man, I saying true, Littler, he likes to make a comeback. Yes, he does, but I think Christopher, if he has his nerve, he'll have him. Chuck the 83 there. Next up, Crystal Palace against Brighton.
Palace have been doing that, really haven't lately, especially at home. I'm gonna say a Palace win, 2-1.
Yeah, Gary, I'm gonna mirror you. That was exactly what I was thinking. 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Brighton not bit iffy on at the minute. Ipswich against Wolves, 9-pointer at the bottom of the table. This, Gary, how do you see that going?
I think Ipswich is going to beat them. I'm going to say 1-0.
1-0.
I think it'll be a close game. I think Ipswich will.
Yeah, I'm going to go for 2-1 Ipswich as well. Just stick with us here for 2 minutes, and then we'll focus completely on the football. Dobie's up for 56 to win it, to go through to the semi-final. He's gone for 16s for tops. He's got 2 darts at tops. Can he do it? No, the first one. The second one. Yes, he gets it. He beats Littler. Newcastle 1, man. Neil. I hope that's not the result next weekend. Come on, Scott. He's done it.
Yeah,
he's done it. What a boost for his confidence, that. Who's this future big on his top?
Future meets.
Look at that Foreman. He was looking like this before. Look, I'll show you what he was doing, right? You know, when they look at one of that camera thing that they've got. He went, you hit one here, you come back, and he went, see, little prick. Well done, Chris. Come on. It's his night. He's going to win in Berlin. Yes. Right. All football from here on in. Here we go. We've covered Ipswich and Wolves. The next one's West Ham against Bournemouth. How do you see that going, Gary?
I'm going to say I'm going to get a 1-1 draw.
1-1
both
draw?
Teams coming off the back of both teams coming off the back of a defeat. KG.
I think West Ham need to win it, and it's going to be really tight. And it's just going to be one goal that decides it. And I think it's going to go into West Ham. I'm going to go for West Ham 1, Bournemouth 0. There's not many people commenting in here apart from Geordie Toon for Life actually has. He's went for Palace 1-0, Ipswich 2, Wolves 0, West Ham 1, Bournemouth 1, and ring when you're ready, lads. You'll have to ring me, mate, but I'll put the number on the screen and just give her a bell. But not yet. Let me just flick through these fixtures quickly. The last one is Aston Villa against Nottingham Forest. How do you see that, Gary?
Cracking tie, really, that, isn't it? I think Villa's got too much for them at home. I think Villa will break them down what we couldn't do. I think Villa will win 3-1. 3-1
to Villa?
I do, aye.
I'm going to go for 2-2. Forest are fighting for, and they deserve Champions League football. And when you spoke to the fans afterwards, the fans were great, weren't they? They loved it. And they deserve it.
Well, that lad that we were speaking to, and he said he just hopes to finish in the top 6. I was like, mate, you're sitting in third, 9 points clear. You're flying.
Oh, he's flying. Well, they're 7 points clear, but Newcastle's got a game in hand, so that means it could only be 4 points clear. Newcastle actually gone into the Champions League if they win that game in hand.
What would they be above City, though?
2 points clear.
No, Forest.
Forest would be 8.
So the 8 points clear.
6. Sorry.
6. Right.
Aye, 51 there, 57. It's tight. It's going to go to the final day, isn't it? Because it's all going to bunch up. So, Fulham, no, Sunday. Where were they, Gary?
We've done the last one on that page. We've done Villa and Forest.
Yes. So, Sunday.
What did you go 2-2?
2-2, aye. Brentford are hosting Chelsea.
I'm going to say another draw. I'm going to go on 1-1 draw.
1-1. I'm going to go on 2-1 to Chelsea. Now, why? I just fancy Chelsea to beat them 2-1. Fulham are hosting Liverpool. That'll be a good game. It's not as plain sailing as people think.
No, I'm going to... They obviously had that disappointment of getting knocked out the cup. I think the manager wanted them to go and put on a little bit of a show this week. I'm gonna see Fulham. I'm gonna get 2-1 Fulham. 2-1
Fulham.
Yep.
I'm gonna go on 2-2. I'm gonna go 2-2.
2-2.
Aye. The lads, Geordie's in here. Saying 2-0 to Villa. He's saying Brentford 1, Chelsea 0, and he reckons Fulham and Liverpool will be 1-1. Tottenham against Southampton next.
I think that's a comfortable one for Spurs, me. They'll put 3 past them, I think. I'm going to say 3-1.
3-1?
3-1 Spurs.
Yeah. I think 3-0. I didn't even think that Southampton will get a goal. I just think that's... Nah. I think they'll not finish the worst team in the Premier League, but they'll be relegated by Monday, 100%. Because they lose that, and Wolves or West Ham win, I'm sure they're relegated.
That's it, is it?
Aye. Geordie Toon for Life saying Spurs 3, Southampton 0. Liam Harper's gone Southampton 1, 1-1, equal to unwinted record. Man United against Manchester City is the 4:30 kickoff on Sunday. How many do you think we're going to win by, Gary?
I do actually think we might win this. I'm going to say 2-1. I think 2-1 to Man United.
2-1 Man U?
Aye.
I think we turn up against the bigger teams. City isn't obviously flying on the way they normally would. Man United win this 100%, I think. People will be laughing that he's off. Joby Batters, little arm thinking the same scoreline next weekend. Hey, Man U won, man. Screw up, Johnny. I knew I liked you, lads. Go on, son. Get on. And then, rounding off the weekend's fixtures is on Monday night. Leicester host Newcastle United. How do you see that, Gary?
Oh, I cannot say anything but Newcastle win there. Probably 3-1.
3-1. I'm just going to quickly invite Liam onto this. See if I can get him on the, what do you call it, instead of the phone. Oof. He's good crack, Liam, isn't he?
Yes, lovely kid.
Hopefully that's
Ferry's in. He's saying United 1-0.
Liam, let us know if that's come through to you, please, pal. Two seconds, people.
Who's on the darts now, like Rally?
I don't know. It's a break. Hopefully he gets that. Seen it. So should come on here now. United 1-0. Says Lee Fairgrieve. Leicester 0, Newcastle 3. Leicester haven't scored a goal at home in the league this year. Dr. Newcastle on next. I don't know. I think Leicester will win 2-1, me personally. Just quickly. So, I needed some steals for my roof while I'm waiting on Liam. Hopefully he comes on and it gets through. I needed some steals for me roof. And I ordered off. Here's Liam. He hasn't got a video though.
Get bedded on, mate. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but we can't see you.
Yeah, I'm doing housework, mate, while I've got my AirPods in.
You got your AirPods. Listen, what's your take, Liam, on Bruno Fernandes? Obviously, Real Madrid are sniffing around him. What's your take on him?
Well, you've got to look at it a few ways, haven't you? You know, as a player, you go, won't you? As a player, you look at it as you look at Trent, Scouts there from Liverpool. He's on his bike when they come calling.
Yeah.
So as a player, you go, but as a club, you won't let him go.
Does he get in there, Liam? Does he stroll straight in?
Absolutely. Be honest, Gary, I know you're laughing because we had this conversation the other night. But you've got to be honest with yourself, haven't you?
Liam, what you got on in the background? That's all I can hear.
Oh, one sec, mate. Not a clue, mate, to be honest. I'm in silence.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Can you? Is it still doing it?
Is it you, Gary?
Unless someone's in there. I've got my earphones in. I can't see
so do you reckon he gets to Real Madrid, mate, and gets straight in or not?
He don't just walk in, mate. No chance. We and Gary were on about it the other night. He said they've got Valverde at right back. Well, they've got injuries, haven't they? They've got injuries all over.
But do you agree, though, right? Because Gary isn't really a Bruno lover, right? But I looked at the stat the other day, mate, right? And I had his goals and assists compared to Modric's at Real Madrid. And Bruno totally trumps him. Yet at United, he seems to get a lot of stick, doesn't he? Like, he's always giving the ball away. He's always, like, looking for an outside of the right foot pass or a fancy pass. Or
you can live with him. You can live with him going giving ball away because the only one that passes forward.
Aye.
You can live with that. You were seeing it on Tuesday night. It weren't until he dropped deep when the ball will then get switched out to Garnacho. He's the only player that moves it quick enough in that system.
No, I agree with that.
So,
but for me, Melly, he don't walk into that Real Madrid side. Don't walk into it.
I'm finding it hard to agree with you because I think if you put him into that team, he creates so many chances for Mbappe and Vinny Jr. They will put the ball in the back of the net, and most of the assists will come off Bruno because he's a creator. And when I say that, how can you drop that kind of player? Even though they've got like good players behind them, like
they're not gonna play Bellingham at side of Fernandes, are they? No chance. With their system, they play 4-3-3 with the three, arguably the best strike force in the world. Are we saying? They're not going to drop Bellingham, are they? Who's 22 for 30-year-old Fernandes?
No, they're not. But I just think that.
You'd saying they're going to sign him for 90 million and playing him as.
Why would they want to sign him for 90 million just for him to sit on the bench? They've obviously got something in mind for him.
Well, yeah, you look at it in both ways. That's what you've got to do, aren't you? You got to look at it in both ways. So they're going to play him as Casemiro. They'll play him like a Casemiro role, doing defensive work as well. Which at United he does do, to be honest.
Definitely. Well, listen, Liam, because you are very knowledgeable on football. There's not a lot that you even know, but let's just get your view because you're a Man United fan. How far do you think Manchester United are away from potentially challenging for another Premier League title again? And what do they need to do to achieve that? Do they stick with Ruben Amorim? Do they stick with his style? Do they get rid of who? And who would they bring in?
Well, it's like any other club. We're stuck in a toxic cycle. The hierarchy doesn't change. So it all falls on manager. You get rid of him after 2 transfer windows. The new manager comes in, don't like the players, don't like the system that the players play, sells them all, get new players in, don't perform, get sacked. And then the new manager comes in, we're in that vicious cycle at the minute. But to be honest, I'd start sacking players.
Same.
Which they have. They've done that, haven't they? They've released like top earners this season. So you're hoping that is going to change and they're finally going to start back on the manager, you would hope, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, they've got to. You can't bring someone in halfway through a season and chuck him under the bus come Christmas.
No.
You've got to stick with it. I don't want to be like an Arsenal fan saying trust the process because they've won nothing either. We're in a worse position, but one more. So you have got to stick to the process. Let him get his players in. Let him get the players that he's got at the minute. Get him into his style of play, and get rid of the ones that aren't going to fit.
Do you like the way that he's trying to bring like the youth through as well, like the academy players? How like he'll fill the bench and he's not scared to bring them on. What do you think of that? Do you think that's good?
Yeah, it is, mate. Yeah, to be honest, but season's done for now, isn't it? There's nothing really to play for apart from Europa League. So I'd for Premier League games, I'd just play the kids, give them a taste what it's like, see who's ready, who's not, and then stick your big guns on for try get into Champions League next year via the back route.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we'll win the Europa League? Truthfully.
I'm not confident getting past Lyon, mate.
I think we'll get by Lyon. I think that the test's gonna be Bilbao because I think Bilbao will beat Rangers. Bilbao's obviously hosting the final, so you get them in the semi. I think that's gonna be the one for me. I think we'll get by these definitely because I think we'll get a result on Sunday. Text the confidence through into Thursday. We're gonna go there, even if we can get like a 1-0, sneak a 1-0, bring it back to Old Trafford. 12 men with a crowd up for it. We'll win that. Bilbao's going to be the one for me, lads. You know,
we need to win 4-0 away because we're crap at home.
He's not wrong.
I want you for 2 more minutes because obviously we are from the northeast, so a lot of our watchers are from the northeast. Newcastle obviously won that trophy a few weeks ago, and they had a parade on last Saturday where 300,000 people turned up, mate. So call them what you want, but 300,000 people turned up. Some people are saying it's a mockery that they had it for that. And then on the other hand, it's, well, they've waited 70 years, so it was, they should have had it. Do you think Newcastle are a sleeping giant? Or do you think there'll be another Birmingham from 2011, won the cup and then went on to win no more?
I think it all matters where they finish at the end of the season because the Carabao Cup, it's a silverware. We won it the other year against Newcastle in the final. It's a piece of silverware, and if you haven't won it for a long time, then you're more than welcome to celebrate it. No problem. But yeah, I do think they are a sleeping giant. I think if they get Champions League football, there's no reason why the owners can't spend big, keep Isak, and progress. I think they're the nearly side, aren't they? They're nearly there.
Mm-hmm.
They are nearly there. I just think few signings, and I think they'll be challenging, to be honest, because their midfield quality.
Oh, I mean, somebody's in the comments here saying Sandro Tonali. Do you think that was a shot, or do you think it was a cross? Did you see it?
I've not actually seen it yet, to be honest.
Have you not?
No, I've not seen it, but I've heard it.
He's on the right wing, mate. He's probably 10 yards back from the...
I tell a lie. I've seen it earlier. I tell a lie. I've seen it. That's a cross, mate. That's a cross.
Harry thinks it's a shot. Peter Tate's asking you, what do you think the score will be next Sunday?
Depends what lineup. Depends what Man United turn up, doesn't it? In fact, I've said this all year, probably 4-0 Newcastle.
An honest Red. They'll be asking us to get you back on, yeah, because we were against those because obviously we get no but grief from more WhatsApp groups off them all. So we never want to beef them up too much. Win the Europa. They're laughing at. We're saying they're going to win the Europa. And he says another Birmingham. We're the richest club in the world. That's all we'll keep hearing. But they couldn't even buy Mark Gui from Crystal Palace, mate. Credit to the Toon. And however, they have peaked lucky last night as well. Definitely lucky last night. Jamie Dixon's telling lies. Yeah, he says, Melly words, love it, dear. I wish my fans were like the Toon fans. Mate, you've seen nothing till you've seen Manchester. Honestly. When we won the treble. What, they've got no idea, have they? 300,000. We got that in Piccadilly thingy, didn't we? The whole of Manchester was full, not just the square mile radius. Liam, I'll let you go, mate. Good crack. We'll have to get you back on, mate, because you do take a lot of sense, like.
Yeah, no worries. Just let us know. Well, come on, and I'll make sure I'm not putting bedding on next time.
Good crack. Cheers, Liam.
Right, have a good one, lad. See you in a bit.
Yeah, care, pal.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
That's the thing with Liam. Like, he is put a gen up in the football. Right. He does. He's cracked. Like, he and him were proper going at it the other day. He says it was a cross, Melly. 1 hour on it. They didn't retain it. He hit it that hard. There's no way anyone was getting on the end of it. He's saying what he said, Peter Tate. But he only answered 1 game a season. That's a cup final if they get there. 3-1 to the Toon, says Jimmy Dixon. 4-0 to the Toon, says Peter Tate. He also reckons Murphy will get a hat-trick. The same. If you look at Isak's goals this season, Gary, Murphy is always the assister. There've been a mint little link up there too. He doesn't get the credit he deserves, Jacob Murphy.
They were saying in the group chat they wanted to rip him off after 10 minutes last night.
Right? Good job they didn't, otherwise they wouldn't have went 1-0 up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Careful what you wish for. If we beat the Tour and I won't shut up. Adrian Foss hits in. It was in line with 6-yard box and they hit it with that pace. If it did hit someone's head, it would have took it off defo shot. We know because you blast it across that 6-yard line, because if it hits anybody, chances are you're either going to get a corner or you're going to get a goal. That's what you're taught, aren't you? The treble, how long ago was that? City won it, like. Hey, laddie has our life. This one. I think the Toon fans are taking it too far. Got loads of them in my look, thinking they are challengers for the league next season. Aye, a lot of them thought they were this season, mate, but he's better than Garnacho. Saying Murphy's better than Garnacho. Sorry? We lost you. You just gobsmacked.
I'm just gobsmacked.
Aye. His bloody interview was on the Toon page. Says it was a cross. Jeez. Billy Noble's in. Evening, Billy. Sandro Tonali, he says. So we're covering all of the what do you call it? The Premier League fixtures. But just quickly, do you think that the parade was a mockery, or do you think it was, they deserve to have that?
No, I think you've got to let them have that. It was 70 years waiting, wasn't it? And everyone obviously wanted it because look at the turnout. So I mean, it was absolutely mental, wasn't it? There's no way in God's earth I was ever going to get through there, but it was good to see people having like a good time on that. Did you see the one where a lad climbed the tree and then the branch snapped and fell out? I bet that hurt.
Oh, I bet that hurt. I agree with you. Like 70 years of waiting, really. Like I'm surprised they didn't do it when they won the Iceland Cup, to be honest with you. So when they won the Carabao Cup, it was definitely always going to happen. But I tell you what, that's proved to who is it that what do you call it? Is it Darren Eales or somebody like that? He was on about the stadium.
All right.
I can't remember who it is. But he's wanting to build a 65, 70,000 seater stadium. You've got to go on bigger than that. What you've got to do is you've got to create a 90,000 stadium, haven't you? 95,000. You've got to do it. Do it.
And make it a
You'll get all your ones that you've got now, which is 54,000, I think, right? You'll have them anyway. And then open it up to working class. Like young kids and that who cannot afford to go into the match. They cheaper tickets for them. And honestly, that stadium will be filled every week. Even if it's not, even if one tier has to be shut, they'll still fill 80,000. Easy. So if anything's coming,
that's exactly what I was about to say.
Is the fact that
shows the back end.
Looking and going, we need a bigger stadium.
Like you say, even if you say you were going to do a 55,000 seater stadium, look at the numbers and then share it by the 90,000 instead of thinking of the profit from that. So you're still getting the income that you wanted, but at a cheaper rate, and then you will fill the stadium. I'm sure that's what they do in Germany. They make it affordable, and that's why the stadium
football should be affordable for everybody. It's as simple as that. They're just trying to drain more and more money out. And I heard a rumor the other day that Sky Sports isn't doing as well as what everybody thinks it's doing, and there could be problems on the cards there. So, what they need to do is create season tickets for fans of certain teams.
The Premier League allowed the club.
And then you can get to watch every game.
Because you're still getting to the games.
What?
You'll still get to the games. Like the people that enjoy going to the games will still go. It's not going to stop people filling stadiums.
Of course they will, but everybody will watch every match then as well. If you support them. Parade was class, says Peter Tate. Let us have our moment. Oh, mate, I agree with you. Well, I said the same this morning. Why are you so negative with Newcastle? Like, they're your local club and blah, 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 blah. And I goes, they've got one player who's local. The rest is from Brazil, wherever. There's nothing local about it. Like, stop giving us your bullshit. They're like, there's nothing local. You've got a lad from Morpeth playing for Liverpool. Like,
Anderson, they sold him for 35 million to keep the others.
Eh?
They sold the local lad and not in Forrest, that Elliot Anderson. He was in the stand at the cup final.
You've got no likely local. Do you know what I mean? Like, why you support Man U? Like, Newcastle is the closest Premier League team. If you want to talk about being local supporters, support Ashton. That's your local team.
He's away. He's on one.
No, it pisses us off when people say that. There's nothing local about the Toon apart from them being like 15 miles away. The rest of it's run by Saudis. All the players in the team, there's only one player who plays local. The academies are run here. The headmaster here from our school runs an under-16s of all the East Norths when they get to that age. And he played a team from Tranmere. And they absolutely battered them, mate. And I mean battered them. every player in that Tranmere lineup played for a professional club down there. He only had 2 players that played for like Newcastle or Sunderland or Borough. The rest were all just local players. That shows you, and they battered them. They absolutely battered them. That we didn't get enough opportunity. So Newcastle need to pull the finger out their arse and remember and start recruiting locally and bringing them in, bringing the kids in.
Give them a chance.
I give them a chance.
Selling them for 35 million.
Exactly. You know, like, so let's not talk about getting all emotional about living in Northumberland and that, not supporting Newcastle. Because they didn't support Newcastle. Hi, Melvin, says our Amy. Hello, Amy. 65 needs to be 85, says Billy Noble for the stadium. Melly, we wouldn't fill 90,000, 75,000 max, in my opinion. You would if you opened it up to everybody. If you opened it up to like kids that can't afford it, because there's kids, there's tens of thousands of kids would love to be at that Newcastle game, but they just can't afford the ticket.
Like £5 and £10 tickets.
Aye, £5 and £10 tickets. Mate, it would be full every week. The atmosphere would be bouncing. That's what you need to do. Check out City's latest protest. The growth isn't for working class, it's for corporate, like fake United. We can't fill 40,000 pink seats, says Barry. It's the club that's local, not the players. Killer, you've got to, like, you know, you've got a local club there, and you probably count on your hands how many actual local players have gone on to do something in the Premier League, and that's because of shit recruitment, mate, and shit treatment. So that needs to change, in my opinion. Likely, listen to Roy Keane talk about Fergie and how when he decided the players were chased. I have listened to that. Longstaff, Byrne, Murphy, Miley, all in the squad. There's 4 out of 60. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see how many Manchester-based players play for Man United. Gaz was breeding for the horn and pulled a hernia. It's not. It's because you sent him all the way to Hartlepool and give him 2 minutes, man. Away. Be honest. Geordie Toon for life. I agree. But they won't do that. It's all money, and you know that. Yes. 100%. I agree, but all clubs have that problem, matey. They do, killer. But like I said to Gary before, you've got that kid playing for Liverpool who's from Morpeth. He's from Morpeth.
McConnell.
What's he called?
Is it Jack McConnell or something?
I am sure his dad is financially sound or something like that. Is that right? In Guy Post.
Right, it's Sky Post.
Aye, I'm sure that's his dad.
Right.
He shouldn't be playing for Liverpool, mate. He should be playing for the Toon. Who on earth has let him go? Or Sunderland?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I heard the day, right? In the junior football crack that as teams now, I'm sure it was Paul Sample actually, says Ben's playing doing Harrogate and Leeds way, and he's just signed for a club and they play for a Premier League, and they gone all over, you know, like grassroots.
Mm-hmm.
They gone all over, so they might play a team from like Newcastle or Leeds or wherever. Do you know what I mean? And that will open the doors for a lot more people, and that's what they should do. Because when you get to the top leagues around here, they are invincible.
Aye, they're really good.
There should be a league for the top leagues, you know, like across the country, and that would open it right up. So it's not just like academy football. Then it's grassroots, and then scouts will be at all end games, won't it? If that does kick off properly, that'll be mint for the area. Absolutely fantastic. It's not. It's not that Kev Huntley at Guy Post financially sound. His James Huntley was playing for the Toon. That's right, man. Aye. Right. I've got you. I stand corrected. But you know what point I was getting at anyway. And now on 5 minutes, and the Sky's flicked out at Chelsea v Spurs. 4 minutes gone. It's still now each. Let's flip back to the darts. I don't think Dobie will be on yet. Let's have a look. No, it's Bunton against Humphreys, and Bunton's actually winning 2-1. He's had a bit of a bad run. So that's an hour done, Gary. Again.
He's on nil point.
Eh?
A bad run, he's on nil point.
Nil point. Right. He's beaten the world number 1 at the minute.
Yeah, right.
2-1, and it's his bro. Humphreys gone 25 for the... Nah, he misses. Bunton could make it 3-1 here. We should do unite on the darts, you know, because it's mint. Do you like the darts, Gary?
I love the darts,
You love the darts. Pity you're not very good at it.
But I need 26.
You tell everybody how
But
I
the
beat
Galley 26.
71-26 at basketball or not? Want to tell
Did
everybody?
you shite?
You
Tell
saying, should I
me got
stand
beat
back
at Sega Rally.
Honestly, I never missed a hoop. Never missed one. 71.
You tag some absolute
26.
crap.
Oh, player one. He says, I'm player one. He was in the middle. I says, we must have went. Player one will go in the middle. Player two will go at the end. And player three will go on that end. Get in. It's twos each. Bunton wasn't able to capitalise. Humphrey did. It's twos each. That's an hour from Talking Turf. Thank you from me.
Aye, thanks very much, lads.
We'll see you Monday.
Monday?
After the next run?
The tune's on a Monday, like.
Tuesday. We'll go on Tuesday.
Aye.
Tuesday. 7:30.
7:30, aye, after the kids' football and that.
Come back Tuesday, 7:30. We'll be back. Have a good weekend. How are Leicester?